Hello guys, welcome back, and today we are on host static route. First, let's define what is host static route. A host static route is a routing configuration that directs traffic to a specific destination IP address through a predefined next hop router. Unlike other static routes that specify a network or subnet, a host static route targets a single host or IP address. And we'll see this when we do configuration. We have features of a host static route, and we should master this when you are preparing for a CCNA exam, because this is a common question we asked. Feature number one, a host route is configured to route packets to a specific host. The subnet mask will be all ones. Each octet will be having 8 ones. So that's will refer to number 3, that the IP version 4 subnet mask of a host route will be always /32. That means the network has only a single IP version 4 address, and all traffic will go directly between the device with that address or a default gateway. So when we say that the subnet mask is 32, it means that we direct all traffic to a single host. Point number 4 is IP version 6 subnet mask of a host route will always be 128. We should differentiate this between IP version 4 and IP version 6. IP version 4 we have a /32, and IP version 6 we have /128. Host routes are the most specific route possible, and therefore take precedency over all the other routes based on the network mask. We'll see this when we do configuration. So, what's the purpose of a host static route? Why should we have host static route? Host static routes are used to override the default routing behavior and provide explicit instructions on how to reach a particular destination IP address. So, with a host static route, we specify a particular target when doing the routing. That's the purpose of host static route. We have scenarios for this. For example, suppose a network administrator wants to ensure that all traffic destined to a specific server, such as a web server or a database server, follows a predefined path. In this case, they will configure a host static route on a local router or a device to direct traffic destined for that particular server IP address through a specific next hop router. Now let's go to configuration. A host static routes are typically configured manually on routers, switches, or hosts. The configuration involves specifying the destination IP address, subnet mask, /32 for IP version 4, /128 for IP version 6, and the IP address of the next hop router through which traffic should be forwarded to reach the destination. So this is our topology. We have a branch router, we have a HQ router, and these are networks, and this is a target or this database server with the host, and this the branch network. We have 2 PCs. So our main objective is when we want to access this server, the router should not make decisions on which the best route to take. We can just access directly the database server with the host static route configuration. And this the syntax. We have IP route, destination IP, subnet mask, and the next hop. For the branch, for this branch, and this is a configuration IP route 192.168.30.100. So from the branch, if you want to access this database server, 192.168.30.100. 255.255.255.255, it means all ones, or /32. We must, our next hop is 192.168.20.2. This one. So from HQ, IP route 192.168.10.0. This is the network. When we want to access this network, that's why we have 255.255.255.0. It means it's a network. We must pass through this one, 192.168.20.1. So now let's go to our configuration. Now this is our topology as we have just shown. So on our branch, this is our branch. Show IP int brief. As you can see, we have already assigned IP addresses to these interfaces, and they are all up. Let's go to HQ router. Enable show IP int brief. Okay, we have already assigned the IP addresses, and they are up. Let's try to ping. Let's go to our PCA. Okay, we already have configured. We have already added IP addresses, and also PCB. We have already added IP addresses. Let's try to ping 192.168.30.100. It's unreachable because we have not configured the static route. We cannot access this server .30.100 database server because we have not configured any route. So let's go to our branch. We have this. Let's copy. Config on the global configuration. So IP route to reach 192.168.30.100/32 or 255.255.255.255. This is our next hop. Enter. Exit. So we can do the show IP route. As you can see, for the static, we have this route, and you can see /32 or all ones. And you can be asked this question when you are preparing for a CCNA exam. You can be asked this question. You can be given this routing table and be asked what type of a static route is this. The answer is a host static route because of this /32. And this is a static because we have one administrative distance of 1 and via this next hop. So now let's go to, let's try to ping. I want to show you something. Let's try to ping. Let's try to ping again because we have configured the static route. Now it's time out because we cannot reach the database server because we don't have the reverse route. We have specified that to reach this server, we must go to this next hop, but we have not specified the reply or the response. What route should you use when you respond to the ping? That's why you have to configure the reverse static on the HQ config terminal, and this is the reverse. Sorry. And this is the reverse IP route 192.168.10 to reach this network from HQ to reach this network. And this is our next hop 192.168.20.1. When we have the reverse route, that's when we can access the database server. We can now ping. Yes, we can reach database because we have already specified the host route, and also we have the reverse static route. Now let's go to the benefits. Why should we consider host static route? What are the benefit of host static route? By using host static routes, network administrators have a granular control of how traffic is routed to a specific destination, allowing for more efficient and secure network operation. The administrator has the control of how traffic moves. Point number 2, host static routes can help improve network performance by ensuring that a critical traffic reaches its destination without being subject to a dynamic routing decision made by the routing protocol. So, as we have said that the host static route, we can improve performance because the router cannot waste time making decision on which route to take. They can just take this host static route because we have already specified the route. This is how we configure the host static route and how important it is. So thank you guys.